Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dan-A-Plooza. My guest at this time is actor, producer James Quinn.
Hey, Dan. How's it going?
Good. So, James, tell me, did you always want to be an actor?
Yeah, but I think as far back as I can remember, man. I was a kid of the '80s, so that's at the height of like Back to the Future and the Karate Kid and the Lost Boys. I got captivated by all that, and I knew, probably by the age of 5 or 6, that that's definitely what I wanted to do someday. Took me a little bit longer to get to it, man, but I'm here now doing my thing and loving it.
Yeah, I've been complimented that I look very Lost Boyish today. Lost
Yeah.
Boys.
Hey, that was a good time to bring it up then, right?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Can you tell me about your latest project, The Boonies?
Yeah, man, the Boonies is doing really well. We shot that about a year and a half or so ago in Johnstown, PA, and a little bit near Somerset. It's a horror film, kind of like backwoods horror, cannibalism. The Hills Have Eyes, Cabin in the Woods, things like
Cabin by
that.
the Lake, yeah.
Yeah, those two. And so yeah, it's done really well, man. So much so that Lionsgate has attached their name to us. We got distribution everywhere right now. We're in Walmart, we're in Best Buy and Fi Music, and it's a really cool time, man. We're streaming on Prime Video and Vudu and a lot of those places too. So you can find it everywhere, man. So if you're a hardcore horror fan, man, the Boonies is doing well, and we appreciate you checking it out.
Yep, everybody check it out, and we'll post it in Dan-A-Plooza page where you can pick it up and get a copy.
Heck yeah, I appreciate that.
Will do. Now, I know that you're a big Back to the Future fan. Tell me, do you have a favorite scene and a favorite line from the franchise?
Oh man, so many. The first film, obviously for me and for most people, is the absolute best. Pretty much anything with Doc Brown. You know what I mean? Because he's just like when the demo car goes across the table in the 1950s, it's a garbage can. His reaction when his hair stands up on his head, man, is priceless.
Yeah.
His comedic timing and presence, man, is amazing. And then and him and Michael J. Fox together are priceless. There's so many great moments, man. Right to pinpoint one. Yeah, that's probably one of them for me. And anytime he was standing on the clock tower talking about that, when he hit his head over at the house and by the door, and there was just so many moving parts and details to that, man, that it had to have taken the average guy would have taken probably forever to memorize. For him, he probably went right through it in his head and pieced it together. But it was such a comedic moment, man, and the timing was impeccable.
I like when they go back and they talk about meeting their other selves and how they have to avoid them, so they don't run into their doubles. They're like, the other you looks like this and the other me.
The other me. The 1955 counterpart. Yeah, I know. It's I love it, man. It's everything about it. To me, it's just it pretty speaks to the hopeless romantic in me. But anything in the '80s is such nostalgia for me. I think, are there flaws in that film? Absolutely, man. There's flaws in every film. But for me, it was the perfect film, man, because everything about it. I was so invested in the characters and the storyline that it's that one film that if it's on every day of the week, 3 times a day, I can't see it enough. I will sit down and watch it 3/4 of the way through.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I always enjoy the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, playing the guitar, listening to Marvin Berry, try and promote Marty over.
That was fantastic, man. That was fantastic. And their reaction to him when he hit the high notes, man, that was priceless. Great stuff, man. I love all 3 films, but the first one really hits home with me. Always will. That was probably the moment in time for me where I knew that's what I want to do.
Yeah. And can you tell us also about your I know this is a past project, but can you talk about the Sandman?
Yeah, man. Sandman is a real personal piece to me. I added a supernatural element, but it's about a boxer down on his luck. He's about to lose everything. He's a former champion, lost the title some years earlier. He got into union politics. He was, working in the labor yards, and he started to climb the ranks. But meanwhile, there was all this corruption and violence and greed taking place, and he wanted to put a stop to it. So he figured, well, this is what I do now. I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to go after the big guys. And he ran against them. And of course, he lost. He ran for president of the local, and the next thing you know, he found himself blackballed and not working and taking odd jobs to do whatever he could to make ends meet. long story short, he has to find his way back to the ring because that's the only way he can save his house. He owes so much money, at least 10 grand, or else they're going to take it from him, and he has very little time to do it. So he goes back and finds his old trainer, who tries to talk him out of it and tells him you're done. And he thinks that the Sandman, their supernatural entity, left him a long time ago, and that was the case. But now, Grady, who's my character, is convinced that, the Sandman is back, and he's going to be back, and he's going to show up for this fight. So he's getting that rematch that he didn't have all those years earlier. And, he's going up against a hostile crowd and a new, younger, stronger champion. And we kind of leave it in everybody's lap right there, wanting more, man. There's been a lot of, I don't know if you had a chance to see it yet, but I'd like to give it away now. It's been a couple of years, so people have seen it. A lot of people have. It's, we kind of leave it in the ring where they want more now. And so we are in the process of probably taking it to the next level now as we speak. So we're real excited about that. Some of that kind of cross-reference with my own life. I was dealing with some things like that for real in my life. So
Right.
it was a fun piece to write and perform.
Definitely, and we'll continue to promote that as one of your past projects in the page. So,
thanks, Dan. I appreciate that.
Now, I know you're such an avid wrestling fan. Can you tell me what drew you and made you enjoy wrestling in general?
Well, again, I'm going to take you right back to the 80s, man. I remember, I can remember far back live is WrestleMania 2, but I think when it finally grabbed me was, and this would take you actually into the early 90s, was WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
It was so colorful, man. The characters at that time were so standout and strongish, and they pulled you in. They captivated you with the stories, with the art, with the colors, with everything, the crowds, the interviews, all the little things that took place behind the scenes, man. And it's a different game today, but I still love it. And it's, the performance itself is better than it's ever been in terms of the art. But it's just the characters are what drew me in, much like film back in the day, man, with Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior. Rest his heart now, man. Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, who I still think was the quintessential Intercontinental Champion and always will be.
Oh, yeah.
There's just so many, man. If I had to name them all, we'd be here for another 6 hours. But yeah, man, so much. But that's probably what really was a turning point for me, was WrestleMania 6, I'd say.
We're getting comments in the feed right now. Let's see. Great Scott. Yes, on the Ultimate Warrior. A lot of people's favorites.
Oh yeah, man. If you grew up in the 80s, early 90s, man, you definitely, that hits home with you. So,
Undertaker was mine.
Yeah. Undertaker always will be, man. Another top guy. How many people can last? What is it? Almost 4 decades. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah.
On top too. He's an animal. He's a legend.
I think you would find this interesting. I was listening to a podcast earlier, and Bubba Ray was talking about when he was doing a tag match with Devon to fight Jericho and The Rock. And it was early, like 2001 or 2002. And so Bubba wanted The Rock to hit the ropes and Stacy to pull his leg. And then they were going to jump on him and beat him. And so as The Rock's warming up and everything, he goes, "It's a good spot, Bubba. Just not for The Rock." And he got like so mad. Like, he's like, "Are you kidding me? Are you ripping me?" And he just would go, No, it's good. It's not for The Rock. And
it's not for The Rock.
That whole thing just makes me laugh because I think he would still play that character.
For sure, man. You can imagine those one-liners because that's all it took for him. That was good times, man. That was really, really good times. And we're getting back to that. It's exciting again. The last 3-4 years, not just the whole AEW thing taking off, but like you probably know this about me, but I've been a diehard Ring of Honor and New Japan fan for years too. And the independents are rising, much like the independent actor arts. The independent wrestling is through the roof right now. There's so much talent. So my hat's off to those guys because they chase it the way we do as actors and as musicians, comedians, and performers. The independent arts are here, man. They're here to stay, and we're heavy duty competition now.
A lot more comments. It's almost turned into like a wrestling discussion now. More people on their favorites. Andre the Giant, Superfly Snuka.
Yes. Yeah, man. We opened up that can of worms. That's awesome. I could talk about those guys all day, man. You miss them. There's so many. Like it's amazing to think of how many of them aren't here anymore. They left their mark in the world, and you I shake my head when I go, where are they?
It is, and someone that I've always liked and respected was Bret Hitman Hart.
For sure. For sure,
And
man. He's still one of my top 2 favorites of all time. And like my favorite match of all time, and people will argue, but for me, it's the Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12, Michaels and Bret Hart. Those are my 2 favorite. That rivalry and that match to me was perfect.
Yeah. And Bret carried so much baggage for so many years. It's nice to see he has closure now.
So much, man. I think he's in a better place now. And when it was a rough time in the business, man. They all went through a lot of stuff back then, and it's good to see that he's finally being able to move forward and put that in the past.
Roddy Piper. People are putting Roddy Piper.
That's my man. I'm so blessed that I had a chance to work with him too, man, and see that he is the same guy in person that you see.
That's what I've heard.
On camera, but he's also extremely cordial. And what people sometimes not understand is he was a fantastic actor, man. Just to see him operate on set, he'd been a SAG actor for many, many years, and just to watch how he transitions and develops his character, I got to see that firsthand. It was super cool.
Was that on Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies?
Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies, man. I spent a whole lunch break where just he and I were walking around a prison in Parkersburg, West Virginia together, because we didn't realize everybody had gone to lunch, and we didn't know the area that well. So we started walking around and just taking the tour, man, and just seeing. And this place had been run down and closed for years, so we were kind of doing our own commentary from room to room, man. It was pretty good time. I'll always have that, Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've also heard that Macho Man always stayed in character too.
I never got to meet him in person. I got to see him wrestle live many times, but never got to meet him, man. That's a regret for me, but he's still one of my all-time faves too.
I got to see him wrestle 1999, him versus Sid Vicious.
Oh wow, that would have been. Was that pay-per-view?
No, it was a house show event, and that's when I think Goldberg or Bret was supposed to come, but then the concussion. So,
gotcha. Okay.
They put Sid versus Macho Man. Everybody went ecstatic for Macho.
Yeah. You said that was 92?
99.
Oh, 99. Okay. We got you. So we're going WCW days. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Very cool, man. I can't remember that one. I'm going to have to go look. Now you got me intrigued. I'm going to have to go look it up later.
Yeah, it was like a house show, so it wasn't televised, but
okay.
I do remember that event and just watching the matches unfold. I think DDP fought Rick Steiner, so
wow, man. Yeah, that takes you back, huh? Monday
Yep.
Night Wars, going home, taping one show and watching the other.
The V8,
everybody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, exactly. Man. I couldn't miss either of them every week. You were so intoxicated for a good 3 to 4 year run there, and you were just like could not miss them.
Yep. Can you tell me about what it meant to you when you did the Rich Rule film, the No Knock List, and acting and meeting all the actors and working on that film?
Yeah, man, No Knock List, I love. I'm so happy that it's finally out. You know what I mean? It's meeting everyone. Yourself, man. You got to work with us too. We had a full scene together. I don't want to give away all the goods because I want people to see it. We had a great time with you, working with Maria Olsen, who just is so wonderful, man. I can't even express just how talented that woman is as an actor. And if you can't learn from her, you can't learn from anybody because she is all business. She will show you how to do it for real. And it meant a lot to me. I think we did something completely different in the horror. I don't call it necessarily horror. I think I've been calling it from day one like horror/fantasy. There's so much fantasy involved in it that I think it will really appeal to the fantasy fans that love horror. That's how I classify it. And there's some really cool things that are done in there. Some really fine choices of dialect. And just, it was like a house of horrors. You know what I mean? Like things that my character went through in that house from room after room after room. And I'm looking around going, why is nobody else being tortured like this? And everything was just orchestrated for Lou, and it was a lot of fun. It was a physically painful one, we did all of our own stunts, but at the end of the day, it was worth it. We had a great time. We spent, maybe 4 months all summer and then some, going to Parkersburg every weekend and just filming all day long, Saturday and Sunday, man. So it was like a second home for us. So my hat's off to Rich, man. He's my main man. He's kicking ass in Parker. Pittsburgh and doing big things down there. So everybody check out No Knock List if you can.
Let's see more comments. My favorite part is now you have your own trading card from No Knock List.
Yes.
It's from Josh.
Yes, I'll buy the trading cards. Thank you. I almost forgot about the trading cards. Yeah, I got 3 sets on my desk at home. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool, man. That was probably my first trading card.
So we are going to work on maybe doing a virtual panel of the No Knock List and bringing actors together and Rich. So we're going to work on that.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic, man. Yeah, keep me posted on that one. You know, definitely like to partake, and you know, we have a lot of time spent there and a lot of things to discuss. So that'd be a great time for all. Heck yeah.
Yep.
Congrats to you, man. You did a fine job in there. I enjoyed performing with you, and I think people really take to it well.
Oh yeah, we have lots of stuff. We have a ladies pro wrestling event I'm working on. So
okay, yeah, definitely want to check that out. That'd be cool. It's another panel.
Yeah, it's 3 independent lady wrestlers, and they all have different walks of life. So
that's awesome. That's fantastic. But yeah, definitely have to keep my eyes peeled on that one. Sounds like you got a big whole weekend full of Dan-A-Plooza going on this week.
Yeah. It's trying to keep everybody also in tow and not go out of hand.
Heck yeah, but I'm excited. I'm seeing everything you're doing, man, and I'm behind you 100%. I see you got some great guests on there. Not only some established artists, but some really, really cool up and coming people that people need to see, man. And I appreciate you doing that.
Yep, and I definitely would recommend for you to check out my friend Michael Ocho Torina. He was the guest before you. His wrestling persona is called Hollywood Ocho. And he acts like this big actor, and then rips on the crowd on promos, and they boo him, and it's just great. I think you enjoyed it. It's called Total Psychopathic Wrestling. So
nice, man. I got a special place in my heart for the Hill. I think you know that, so that's pretty cool. I'll definitely check it out. Definitely. Check it out. That was right before mine, you said?
Yep.
Awesome. I'll be back to check it out.
Yep. Is there anything else you would like to promote or say or put over before we wrap up?
I could do shameless self-promotion all day, and I won't bore everybody with that. But if you do get a chance, man, there's some people who haven't got a chance to see Checkmate, and Checkmate is still out on Prime Video, so please check it out. If you're a Walmart person, you prefer the DVDs and Blu-rays, it's out there too. That was an action thriller we shot in Pittsburgh and did really well in Las Vegas, and now has great distribution. So, no, I appreciate it, man. Just please, keep continuing to support, man. You guys are the greatest.
All right, will do. Everyone, keep in tune for Dan-A-Plooza. We have one more guest. Her name is Ilaska Han, and she was an extra feature in Halloween Kills. So she's going to talk all about that at 8.
Sounds great.
Other than that, have a good day.